Welcome back, Hawk fans. I'm here with Coach O'Donnell for the School of Professional Studies. I'll have him introduce himself.
Thank you. Thad O'Donnell, School of Professional Studies, actually moved into the School of Education.
So, can you explain a little bit about the transition of kinesiology, the School of Kinesiology, into the Department of Professional Studies?
We've had a little bit of realignment, I guess you would say. We used to have the School of Kinesiology, which included exercise science, health education, PE, physical education, and our Masters of Educational Leadership. And we realigned that into 4 schools, and our School of Kinesiology was absorbed into the School of Professional Studies. And then just recently, within the last week or so, then physical education and health education were moved into the School of Education, as well as myself and Tim Daniels.
Okay, so you primarily teach physical and health education courses?
Yes, I teach several classes. It was so interwound that it was hard to say that it was just, but my background is in physical and health education. So
what kind of inspired you to get your degree in? Because you have a math degree too, right?
Yes.
So you have math and PE?
Yes.
So what kind of inspired that route?
I'm not sure I think I started out as, which I tell all the recruits is, you change your major twice before you graduate. So I think I started out as an ag degree, and then I was math, and then 3/4 or way through that, then I went to coach and teach physical education. So I was so far into it, I might as well finish it all. So then I finished the math and the physics, which I taught both in high school, so it opened a lot of doors. So double major, and that's why right now we really encourage our students to do the physical education and the health education, because it's only really 12 more credits.
Yeah, and I'm in that degree right now, and it's not that bad.
No.
Do you have a favorite class that you teach, or favorite teaching moments that you've had?
It's been a lot of years, so there's a lot of moments in there. But, I think the classes where we have a lot of student activity or students get up and present, I like that, just because you put them on the spot where they have to perform, and it's kind of like coaching. But measurement and eval, which is an exercise science degree, is one of my favorite, because it also is math. It's a big portion of it is math, statistics. So the best of both worlds there. And then of course the coaching classes that I teach, I like that.
Yeah, and it's because I'm in your coaching class, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For sure. For sure. Does the School of Professional Studies offer any partnerships or internships with the community?
Yeah, our internships in our exercise science, because the exercise science has 2 options. They have the professional studies, which our students are out doing chiropractic. PT is probably, physical therapy is probably our biggest area in our exercise science. So they all go out and do internships, and we have a lot of alumni in the area that have PT programs in town, so they get that experience. It isn't that they can work with the patient, but they get to see the day-to-day operations. And then our internships in our others gives them a good exposure to getting jobs in the future.
Yeah, and we ask everyone on Hawk Talk this: what does DSU mean to you?
Pretty much family. It's literally family for me, because the family has been here for, I think this is my 30th year. So I've coached a lot, taught a lot of different classes, and now I've been we're working on our 7th president that I've had. So been here. I think it's a great place to raise your family and get an education.
Yeah, and we had Danielle and Trace on earlier this year.
And I know theirs are way longer than my interviews, so they like to talk.
They like to talk. All right, well, thank you so much. Thank you for representing School of Professional Studies. And we'll go to Xander in studio.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Hawk Talk. I'm your in-studio host, Xander Beeson. Today I'm joined by a very special guest. I'll have you introduce yourself.
My name's Colton Zubach. I'm a junior here at DSU, and I'm from Shepherd, Montana.
Starting to become a frequent flyer here on Hawk Talk. You were on last semester, and now you're back here in studio. What initially brought you to DSU?
Well, initially I came to DSU to play basketball, and I just played basketball my freshman year, and I've rodeoed my whole life, so then I decided to rodeo too. I did rodeo and basketball last year, and now I just do rodeo.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how long have you been on the rodeo team here? And then kind of in general, how long would you say you've been doing rodeo?
Currently I'm in my sophomore year of rodeo here at DSU, and I've been doing rodeo the second I was born, honestly. It's not really a choice in my family, and I'm like a fifth-generation cowboy, so it's not really a choice in my family.
Very nice. Was it a difficult decision to decide to give up basketball to focus just on rodeo, or was it kind of one of those things that you wanted to give your full attention to rodeo?
Yeah, I'd probably say last year I decided that I wanted to be all in on rodeo, and I was probably better at rodeo than basketball my whole life, so I decided to put my full attention to rodeo, and I'm happy with my decision.
Yeah, obviously you guys have a big fundraising event this weekend, Cowboys and Candlelight. I'll give you the floor to kind of tell the people what that is, where they can buy tickets if they still can, and how that helps your program.
Yeah, so every year we have one big fundraiser, and it's called Cowboys and Candlelight. We get all of our family, friends, and a bunch of community support to come to this event, and we basically have a dinner, an auction, and we have like a social hour too, so you can get there and meet new people and meet people that rodeo and have a ranching and farming background too. And we just try and fundraise for the rodeo team and try and get as much money as we can.
Awesome. How does one get recruited for college rodeo? Is it just kind of you show up and if you want to join, you can?
Well, kind of depends. When you high school rodeo in your state, a lot of college coaches will get to know you by that, but just like going to rodeos during the summer and just rodeoing in general, you'll get your name out there and people will start to know who you are.
Awesome. If you could be stuck in any old Western movie, which one would you pick?
Ooh, one that I just watched recently was 1883. I think, yeah, 1883. I thought that was pretty cool, and I think it'd be interesting to live back then and travel like across country in a wagon on a horse and have cattle with you and everything. I think that'd be super fun.
Yeah, all right. Last question. We ask this to everybody that comes on Hawk Talk. What does DSU mean to you?
DSU means a lot to me. I mean, being a part of DSU means you're a part of a family, a tight-knit group here at DSU, and everybody's really friendly and really nice, and we take a lot of pride in being a Blue Hawk, and it's something you're proud to be a part of.
Awesome. Well, that's everything I have for you. I appreciate you coming on once again, and we will see you guys next week.
I'm Cash Randle. I'm your host for 60 Second with Orton. I'm here with President Orton. In your opinion, who is the best basketball player of all time?
Should I go who's not the best basketball player?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
That's too many. Best basketball player of all time.
Best basketball player.
This is a generational question.
Okay.
This isn't a fair question to ask. This is such a generational question.
Okay.
This is Michael Jordan because that was my generation.
Okay.
That was the guy who changed the game of basketball. You go back a generation, Magic and Larry. They're going to go there. You know, you look at the stats, this generation, well, they better say LeBron.
Yeah.
You know, though they were that good. You go back to the 50s and you look at that generation. They're like, oh, there's nobody better than, Bob Cousy and all those guys. It's such a generational question. And I learned early on, if you don't agree with me, or especially politics, you're on one side of the fence, I'm on the other side of the fence. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not changing you. What am I going to do? I'm so smart that I'm going to tell you something. You're going to go, oh, totally changes my view.
True.
I'm not going to do that stuff, but I really think going back to the question is such a generational thing. And but mine is Jordan. And showing how he does and how he changed things, how he changed people look at these things. I'm over 60 seconds. People look at what he did, not as a basketball player, but look what he did off the court. I'm not talking about gambling. I'm talking about how he took the shoe industry and saved Nike, how he made it so now players are making billions of dollars and really changing their landscape so that they don't have to, play for so long or injuries take over and those type of things. Probably the start of the NIL was because of what Jordan did in the NBA.
Yeah.
So
I can see that. Alrighty, Michael Jordan.
What's up, Hawk fans? This is Emma Welch back with your DSU Weekly Sports Recap. The men's wrestling team headed to the Heart of American Conference tournament where they took 3rd place and Coach of the Year was awarded to Coach Schlecht. Congrats, men's wrestling team, on a great season. The women's wrestling team will be headed to the Heart of American Conference tournament coming up on March 1st, so good luck to the women's wrestlers. The men's and women's basketball team played at home this week with a game against Bellevue, which resulted in a loss for the women, but a win for the men's team, and another game against Dakota State the next day, where the women also had a loss. However, the men had a big win, securing the outright regular season NSAA champions. Both teams will be headed to postseason play, so good luck and congrats to the men's team. The indoor track season is finishing off with NAIA National Championship, so good luck to the Blue Hawks that are headed to compete at Nationals. The softball team was on the road last week again with multiple games. The team went 4-0 with a clean sweep, and the next time the team will compete will be in Arizona over spring break. The baseball team was off again this week, but they are headed to Kansas for multiple matchups this weekend. So good luck to the baseball team. Finally, the cheer team will be resting up and perfecting their routine this week, as the next time they step on mat will be during spring break at the conference championships. That's all I got for you guys this week. Thank you to our sponsors, Consolidated, for the continued support. Until next time, Hawks are up.